that we are looking at Chandni, not the Chand. Now, Jinchandra Maharaj is going into the maintain samatva in different situations of life. Say even violence, you can be at samatva. So there are several kinds of violence that you. Now violence is usually premeditated, where somebody commits a violence. But what if the doctor cuts the patient with a knife, right? He's in samatva because his intention is to help the patient. So Jainism goes into very detail about the different kind of violences and things like that.
So samta and samatva like similar.
Yeah, samatva is the state, samta is the
action.
Right?
No, samta is the virtue.
Samta is samta is a virtue, right? And samatva is the end result of that, right? So they say even the violence can be full of some samatva. So Jainism describes three kind of hinsa, because Jainism is very heavy into ahimsa and all that. So they have gone further deep into hinsa. So one is swarupi hinsa, means only at the swarup level, only at the physical level there is hinsa, but not at the mind level and not at the spiritual level. There are no intention. So that's again the example is the doctor, operating. Bhav hinsa is where there is intentional hinsa. Bhav, there is a bhav of hinsa. I want to premeditated commit a murder, obviously. So, and the third one is the anubandh hinsa. Anubandh hinsa, they say unintentional but repetitive. So there is no intention of killing when you eat a chicken.
Cutting the grass. Cutting the grass.
Unintentional. You don't want to really do it, but you keep doing it again and again. So non-vegetarianism. Again, there is no intention of killing, but there is an intention to just fill your stomach. But still, it's a hinsa. It is happening on a repeated basis. So out of the three, only the swarupi hinsa is good, where the intention is good. But the bhav hinsa and anubandh hinsa are not acceptable. Because at some point you have to wake up yourself to that level and sensitivity, so you don't carry out that kind of hinsa. So bhav shuddhi is important. That's why we're going into the discussion of bhavs one of these days. 2 more lectures probably. So bhavs discussions will start, and the bhav will create all your interior and bring it to the shuddhi level, so the samta will get established in your life. So the violence can be non-violence looking at a different stage. So Mahavir had given a beautiful principle of anekantvad, and it's one of the most beautiful principle coming out of Jainism is the anekantvad. Anekantvad. Ek ant means end, result. Whatever we see in front of us is a result of so many years or eons of evolution. If you are in front of me, you are 50, 60, 70-year-old. It's not just 70 years of evolution, but talking about multiple lives that you had before. So all these things have created you that you are in front of me, right? And the same thing with Atul Bhai or Deepak or somebody. So consciousness is manifesting in so many different ways. When you have a principle of anekantvad, means if you really get hooked on only one principle, one end result, I like this and nothing else, then you're going to be suffering. But when you have anekantvad in your mind, that consciousness manifests in so many different ways, and everything being a manifestation of consciousness is acceptable because it's a manifestation of consciousness. It's fine. And when you have that not just understanding but a deep belief in anekantvad, you start accepting everybody. Everybody's quirky behavior is still fine. Everybody's odd behavior that doesn't measure up to your own ruler is still fine. It was a beautiful movie, Jim Carrey. I forgot the name, the Endless Summers, and it was a nice movie, and it's a nice story. It talks about there was one guy who was heavily into psychic and all this thing. He could wipe off your memory and make you like a clean slate. And then, because sometimes the mind becomes so complex, so he could do that. So Jim Carrey and his girlfriend, so that's where they meet. At his office, they both are there to have their minds washed, their memory removed and all that. And they so the the girl has a very quirky behavior. She's very unpredictable, very chanchal. Like if she says something yes, and the next moment she says no, and then this, and then that, and so it's a beautiful movie. And then they go into the flashback how they met, and then meanwhile one of the girls end up getting their memory removed, and then this and that, and so the bottom line is, at one point it's a beautiful, I think it was Kate Winslet from Titanic. So they are starring in there. It's a beautiful movie. So at one point she asked me, the final version comes in at the last scene where the Kate says that, okay, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. Are you ready to accept me? And Jim Carrey says, yes, yes, yes. You know, like he gets excited looking at such a diversity because now he has experience that ultimately diversity generates a lot of things, and that is the ultimate manifestation of the consciousness, where from all this diversity, beautiful things will come out. So for our ability to accept everything that is in front of us as a manifestation of consciousness keeps us at samatva. So then you're not trying to change it. Whenever moment you say you hate something, you don't like it, then you're trying to make it different than what it is. And that's our mistake. So ability to stay in samatva is a very important virtue. So that's all for today.
Jai.
Jai.